Good morning, class. Welcome to your virtual course, Math 119A. My name is Dr. Raipur, and here's the home page of your Canvas. I've set up the course that basically all you have to do, follow the home page, and you're in good shape. So the first one, watch the welcome message. I hope you have. If you haven't, you can look at it later on. Basically, I'm glad that you are here, and I wish you all the best. Number 2 is the class philosophy. So basically, this is a community, and therefore we all have the same objective, which is to learn, and we are here to help one another. That's really the bottom line as far as the philosophy is concerned, with, of course, respecting everyone. The third one is the announcement. One thing I want to make a point of, you can click on the announcement here in green, or on the left side, you see the announcement here. Let me put this in student view. If you click on this green one, you want to make sure if you come up with any broken link, you let me know. Make sure it reads 04 here, because it's the section. And so we had the recorded orientation from a different course. I'm going to update it. Welcome on orientation. Welcome to your virtual course, so on and so forth. Going back to the home page. Then number 4, I'm going to quickly cover the whole thing. We have the syllabus. And again, all of this can be reached from here, the link here, or on the left side, the left navigation bar has everything. So syllabus, modules. Under the modules, you can print or just read the practice test, watch the PowerPoints, and then solve the practice test to get ready for the exam. Homework can be found under the modules. A practice test and keys can be found under the modules. Then we have the discussion forum and the exams that can be found under the modules, and then the office hours. So this is the synopsis of what we have. I'm going to start with the syllabus. Now, the syllabi are getting longer and longer. That's why I put them in the following format. We have the topics, and you can look at the topic of interest. I'm going to spend a couple of minutes going over the whole thing. Number 1, the material that we are going to cover, such as limits, differentiations, and so on. The text, we have a reference text by OpenStax, which is free, and anything else is provided by me. The online assignments are done in my Open Math. I'm going to refer to it as MOM from now on. Class calendar, it gives us the date of each exam. I've set up the exams with the exception of the final, which is from the department. Everything I set it up for Saturdays. This way you have enough time to do well. We'll discuss that with more details when the week of exam shows up. Final exam schedule, important dates, calculators, tech support for my Open Math, for Canvas, for Campus, all of the above, Math Tutorial Center, grading policy. This is a very important part of syllabus, how your grades are calculated. So we have 4 exams, each one is 100 points, 400 points. Homework, 250 points. This part, biology calculus student success unit, this one is 5% of the course, of 50 points. On your Canvas, you have this biology calculus student success unit, which looks like this. And under the modules, there's a general Q&A, introduction, and then you get to the units. Now, when the course is over, whatever grade that you get here, percentage, I will multiply by 50 points. For example, if you get 100% means 50 points. But if it's 90%, 90 times 90% times 50 points, which is 45 points. So, and none of them should take more than, I don't know, 15 to 30 minutes of your time. 30 minutes max, I would say, each unit, maximum, to help you succeed in this course. So going back to the syllabus, the final, which is comprehensive, is 300 points. And that gives us a total of 1,000 points. So it's very simple to calculate your grade at any given time. All you have to do, add them up. And your lowest grade before the final may be replaced by the final exam score. In other words, whatever among the first 4 exams is the lowest, as long as the final is B or 80% or higher, your homework is at 95% or higher, and this action will result in a higher letter grade, then I will do that because it will help the students. As far as the grading policy, again, it's being repeated here. Remember, A is 90% or 900 points, so 900 to 1,000 points. B is 800 and above, C is 700 points and above, so on and so forth. Then the makeup policy, remember, I'm giving you all day Saturday, and I'm hoping that, in the, maximum by early afternoon, you do your exam. So I don't see any reason for makeup. If anything comes up and you have a proper documentation accepted by campus, I will give you a makeup. Otherwise, there is no makeup exam. Then there are more stuff. Class conducts, course late work. There's a 10% penalty. You don't want to do anything late. I'm talking about the homework. Exam is a different story. CSGLB 36. This is important for everybody to pay attention to. According to the research, for every unit, you need to spend 3 hours studying. Therefore, this is a 3-unit course. You need 9 hours of studying outside the classroom. And the reason it's called CSGLB 36, because 12 unit means normally a full-time student, and 12 times 3 is 36. So you need 9 hours for this course. Dropping policy, disabilities, cheating and plagiarism, CSGLB commitment. So we have a lot of stuff here, class. If need be, you can go over class safety during COVID, masking policy, basic needs, summary steps. You want to read your notes, do the problems in your notes repeatedly, study corresponding sections, study the lecture PowerPoints, creating a formula sheet, doing the examples and the homework. Now the office hours are posted here, all the details, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 11 to 12:30, Tuesday, Thursday, 9 to 9:30. Here's the Zoom URL. Also, if you go back to the home page of your Canvas, near the bottom, right here, we have the office hours and the Zoom meeting. The bottom one gives you the Zoom meeting for the class, which is again here. You don't want to mix them up. But back to the home page, we have the office hours. So that's the syllabus. I'm going to go back to the syllabus and show you Excel calendar. So roughly we try to cover about a section a day. It may or may not happen, but we have enough time to catch up. This is acting up. It may or may not show up. That's fine. All right. While it does that, I'm going to go back to the home page. Now, before I go over the modules and show you everything there, and here's the Excel calendar. It basically tells you what's happening, when is the exam, Again, not only on the syllabus, also on Excel calendar, and it has the date of the final. We will discuss that as we get closer and closer to the final week, of course. Going back here, before I go to modules, that covers almost everything that we need regarding our homework and online assignments. Let me show you this discussion forum. Make sure this, when you click on it, you want to make sure it shows the proper section here. Student bios, I have put mine as a sample, and you can put yours and others can read yours. That would be nice. Also, frequently asked questions. I have tried to answer any question that in the past students had, and I put them here. For example, do I need a course ID to register with my OpenMath? And the answer is no. But there are more questions and answers. Please look at them in case a question comes up before you ask. Going back to the home page, I'm going to go over the modules. On the left side or right here, you can click on the modules. And the very first thing is my OpenMath, and it says no need for course ID. I'm going to come to this at the end so you see how your assignments are done. We have exam 1 module, exam 2, exam 3, exam 4. Final exam reviews, we have different types of reviews here, PowerPoint, or just a Word file, and also have information about calculators and how you can find them online and emulator for free, something similar to what I have here. Okay, so you can find that right here. So in case you're interested in getting that calculator, and going back to the top, I'm going to start with one of the modules and then I go to my OpenMath because the rest of them repeat. First and foremost, we start with your practice test, exam review, whatever you want to call that. And I have that you can print it, or you can just read it and make sure you do the questions step by step. We have the key for each one here. Okay. So that's your practice test or exam review for the first one. The next one is the set of PowerPoint lectures, starting with the first one. Notice what you have. If you click on it, you have all the definitions, formulas, even examples. So what is missing there? Solutions, step by step, will be done in class. I also have a recording of that I will show you. So I want you to do minimal writing. I want you to pay attention and learn. Going back to the modules. So the first one was the practice test. The second one was the PowerPoints. The third one is this PowerPoint that has some of those practice test examples that were the most difficult ones, not all of them, but it has those that have been found to be challenging for the students. And not only I have that, also have the recording. So when we go back to your Canvas, on the left side, you see it says recorded lecture exam reviews. This one has my YouTube channel. And if you click on this, it will bring up the sections that have been recorded with details. And exam 1 review, this is the one that is recorded here with details. So we have the practice test, PowerPoint lectures, PowerPoint solution to the most difficult questions of the practice test, and we have the recordings that can be found on the recorded lectures exam review. So going back to the home page, we practically covered everything. And I want to go to the homework and exams, all the online assignments, and how we do that to make sure everybody understands that. I'm going to put this in student view. I'm going to go to modules. And right here, again, you don't need a course ID. If you click on it, here's what's going to happen. If you have an account, it's asking for username and password. If you don't, it asks you to register. And I'm going to assume everybody knows how to register. Make sure you put your information correct as far as the name, email address, and choosing the password is concerned. Make sure when you write your last name and first name, your initial is capital. And so I'm going to leave the student mode. I'm going to go back to the home page. And I'm going to go to modules. If mandatory assignment, introduction to my open math. This, all it does will help you learn how to deal with my open math. And it has to be done today. So I'm going to get that started. I want to show you something. So it starts with a question. It's very simple, entering numerical answers. So if I hover over this, it gives me a math palette. If I need a fraction bar, if I need a square root, infinity, whatever I need. So notice I'm going to put this number here, 90.2187. Okay. Now this one, I want to round it to the nearest hundreds. So 90.2. Now 1, since next to it is 8, goes up to 2. Can I divide by 0? It's undefined. They're going to use does not exist. So we're going to go with does not exist. And if I submit question, notice what happens. It check marks and says I've done it right. If I made a mistake, all I have to do is pick a similar question. Let's say I did a couple of questions, something comes up, I can't continue. If I press done, what it does, it shows the first question is done right, and it will register the grade for me. But I can resume, and it gives me 4 points. It will register the new grade, or I can exit. The point being, as long as this is done before the due date, and by the way, I want this to be done today because we need to be at top of our game. And that's what I mean by sky's the limit. It doesn't matter how long it takes you to do it, as long as it's done before the due date. The next one, the reason I put the next one, exams, right here, because sometimes students have a hard time locating that. You have nothing to worry about that for now. Completely ignore it. When we get to the week that we have the exam, I will go over that with more details. Then the next one is the course description. And then we have the calendar. Over here, you can change the number, let's say to 2. It shows 2 weeks, but I'm going to go back to 4. That's the norm. It is absolutely up to you. Notice the first homework. If I click on it, it tells me what homework. I can start it from here, or I can go to the top and do it. Either way is fine. And what I want you to notice is that there are a bunch of homework right here on the 16th. Does it mean I have to do all the homework then and there? And the answer is absolutely not. The moment I finish a section, you should do the homework. If you do that in this timely fashion, you will do great with the course. If you wait until that day, you will not be able to finish your work. Then we have module 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to discuss module 0 and module 1 because 2 and 3 and 4, they repeat like module 1. Module 0 is simply the resources. For example, here's the calculus text. And when you come here, class, all you have to do, look at table of contents, view online, download a PDF. I would just go with the online. And this is, again, a reference text. We will cover a portion of it, and anything else that we need for the course, I will provide it for you. You don't have to pay a penny for your text. You don't have to pay a penny for your digital homework. So with that being the case, if you look at the next one, it says Desmos graphing calculator is here. Another graphing calculator. Scientific calculator. For every resource that you think you need here. You can use a late pass for certain homebooks. I suggest you don't do that because that's really not a good idea. If you want to check your grades in that is passed through, it shows how to check it. If you want to review a homework in review mode when it's passed through, you can do that. Again, more free online calculators here. So that's module 0, which is basically some resources. And at the end of module 0, see what else you find. Chapter review. This is a pre-calculus review of functions, which has the text, the videos, and the homework. Again, it will not be counted as your homework. Okay, it won't go to the grading because it's just a review. Then you have 1.2 basic classes of functions, trigonometric functions, inverse functions. So this is the chapter review part of module 0 resources. So there are a lot of resources there. Those of you who need to practice with prior knowledge of mathematics, please go over the chapter review. Module 1. So module 1, for example, 1.6, 2.1, and then others, chapter 2, 2.2, so on and so forth. What do we start with? We start with the, besides my PowerPoints, we start with where we can find the lectures regarding sequences, series, okay? For example, this one takes you to sequences, okay? Then if you go down, notice we have some videos. You can start with a video. You can go to the next one and the next one, okay? And then you have the homework, and the homework works exactly in the same manner as the very first assignment, the introduction to my Open Math. So when you start a homework here, you do exactly the same as before. Notice have a difficult time doing the work. They also may have a written example. They may have show detailed solution. They got a lot of information for you. I can't really emphasize this enough. If you're doing the homework and you get stuck, you can use one of those resources. And again, as far as the timing is concerned, the first batch of homework due on the 16th. Please do them as soon as we cover a section. So going back to the homepage of Canvas, first we have the welcome message, then the philosophy, then the announcements, the syllabus. Under the modules, we can find the practice test, the PowerPoints, the key to practice test, homework, practice test keys, as I mentioned, exams. As you go, as you scroll down, you have the office hours almost near the end, and at the very end, the Zoom meetings that take place here, and this recording as it becomes available under the cloud recording, you can find it. Best of luck, everybody, and happy study.